total man, the Old Testament concept of temple, tabernacle of God. In the Old Testament, God dealt with the Jews on a totally different way than he does with us today. He dealt with them on a natural, third dimensional way by giving them types and shadows of spiritual truths. He would give them detailed instruction for making altars, buildings, tabernacles, and performing the sacred rites and activities. All these things were nothing but types and shadows pointing and preparing his people for Christ, which would eventually bring the fulfillment of all the rites, rituals, laws, covenants, and prophecies. The three central elements in the Mosaic covenant were the sacrifice, the priesthood, and the tabernacle. These together are parts of and coupled with the Mosaic law, constituted the revealed basis for the covenant relationship between God and his chosen people. They constituted the approved way to God, atonement, God dwelling with his people in covenant fidelity. The New Testament brings out the light, truth, and the fulfillment of all the old covenants, laws, and rituals. In the book of Hebrews, we see how Jesus Christ is the fulfillment of the sacrifice, priesthood, and tabernacle. Jesus Christ is our great high priest. Therefore, we have no need of an earthly priest. Hebrews chapter 4 verse 14 and Hebrews chapter 8 verse 1. The priesthood in the Old Testament manner has passed away and has been expanded to include all believers. First Peter chapter 2 verse 9, Revelations chapter 1 verse 6. So also Jesus Christ is the true and perfect sacrifice offered once for all so that no further sacrifice is either necessary or possible. Hebrews chapter 7 verse 27, chapter 9 verse 14 and verse 25 to 28 and First Peter chapter 3 verse 18. The sacrificial system has become completely unnecessary because all that was prefigured in the Mosaic covenant was fulfilled in the death of Christ. There is no more sacrifice except as the church presents herself as a living sacrifice. Romans chapter 12 verse 1 to 2. It is also true, but much less emphasized, that Jesus Christ is the fulfillment of the tabernacle. Hebrews chapter 8 and 9. For Christ has entered not into a sanctuary made with hands, a copy of the true one, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God on our behalf. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 24. The need for an earthly tabernacle has passed away. The Word became flesh and dwelt, literally tabernacle among us. John chapter 1 verse 14, compare John chapter 1 verse 17. Jesus identified his body with the temple. John chapter 2 verse 19 to 21. Jesus answered and said unto them, Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Then the Jews said, It has taken 46 years to build this temple, and you will raise it up in 3 days. But he was speaking of the temple of his body. Christ's body is in one essence the true tabernacle. Thus, the community of believers, the body of Christ, is also part of the true tabernacle. For the church is God's house, Hebrews chapter 3 verse 6, 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 15, a holy temple, Ephesians chapter 2 verse 21, 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 16, a dwelling place of God in the Spirit, Ephesians chapter 2 verse 22. Sacrifice, priesthood, tabernacle, all instituted through Moses in the Old Testament. Theologically, all pass away with the coming of Christ and the birth of the church. Historically, all pass away with the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. They have become irrelevant, anachronistic. In the Mosaic covenant, the tabernacle was the symbol of God's presence. Let them make a sanctuary that I may dwell in their midst. Exodus chapter 25 verse 8. The central idea was God's habitation with his people. God could not actually dwell in the hearts of his people because of their unregenerated condition. His habitation had to be symbolic. So God ordered the tabernacle built and laid it out to Moses in extravagant detail. But for the church, the tabernacle is fulfilled in the body of Christ, as we have seen. So the necessity of a physical tabernacle has passed away. Why? Because now God dwells with his people in the hearts and bodies of the believing community. Jesus said, anyone that loves and obeys him, the Father and the Son will come to him and make our home with him. John chapter 14, verse 23. I will come in and eat with him and he with me. Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. Clearly, the central idea of the tabernacle is God's habitation. But in the New Testament, God dwells within the hearts of his people, not just symbolically among the people. The veil has been torn in two, the stony heart transplanted with one of flesh. So the church is a dwelling place of God in or through the Spirit, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 22. There will also be an eternal eschatological fulfillment of the idea of God's habitation. For when John sees the holy city descending from God, the first word he hears from the throne are, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men. Revelation chapter 21, verse 3. To God be the glory. God bless you.